second generation of instruments. And in 2008, the fourth evolution in endodontic instrumentation. We started seeing Ghassan Yared from Canada, Toronto University. He published a paper where he described the preparation of a canal using one file, and then the race began. All the companies were trying to produce a system which could prepare the canal using one file, but this was used in reciprocation. يعني فاكرين 1964 Micromega, the gyromatic handpiece, it was in reciprocation. And again, reciprocation coming up. But the evolution here is not the reciprocation, it is the fact that you are preparing in what? One file. So it's a tale of two evolutions. We're combining the reduced number of instruments with the motion, and now you're getting a new evolution, which is single file instrumentation in reciprocation. So it's one file used in reciprocation. Now, if anybody's not familiar with the reciprocation, I'm just going to very quickly explain. In 1964, the reciprocation was what we call unbalanced reciprocation. يعني it's a quarter turn this way and a quarter turn back. ربع دايرة, ربع دايرة. So it's called balanced. The instrument does not advance into the canal. Now in 2015, it's called unbalanced reciprocation. The instrument rotates 150 and then backwards 50 or 30. 150, 30, 150, 30. So in about 3 cycles, the instrument will have rotated a complete rotation in the canal, but in 3 cycles of reciprocation. Now this is very important because what it does is it prevents the instrument from reaching its torsional limit of fracture. So the instrument will never be abused because it just keeps on unwinding out of the canal. It never twists a complete turn. And this is why reciprocation is so attractive. In the next few years, we're going to be seeing more of this reciprocation, I expect, being introduced from different companies. So what is the advantages of a one-file system? The obvious. They are disposable, they are single-use up till now. But you don't have to transfer infection, you speed up your preparation process, it's less complicated, full of advantages. That's why people are so attractive. Time saving. كل الكلام ده بيخلي الواحد, oh, that's interesting. If I could buy a single file system, I'll do it. Right, so examples, you have wave 1, you have the reciproc. These are 2 different types of single file reciprocating instruments, and they're doing just fine. There's a lot of research in the last 4 or 5 years comparing both. Wave 1 is very interesting. They just launched a new product called Wave 1 Gold. Now, this video, I'm just going to show you very quickly what is meant by the reciprocating motion. This is what I want you to see. If you look at the file, you will see it reciprocating. 150, 30. 150, 30. If you look at the video closer, you'll see the instrument looks like it's rotating, but it's reciprocating at high speeds. وفي الآخر هي بتلف الدايرة كاملة، بس بتلف على 3 مراحل. Okay, what are the problems? We have some worries when you're using single file systems. I have worries with using multiple file systems with the general dentist who's not aware. We are not irrigating. دكتور مدحت طبعا استفاد النهارده على irrigation وأهميته and the different irrigating systems and the delivery systems. And this is so important. If you are going to spend an extra pound, جنيه زيادة, spend it on irrigation. Don't spend it on instrumentation. Because the problem in endodontics is not mechanical, it's bacteriological. So if you're so concerned about shaping, زي ما الدكتور مدحت posed, the whole idea is to open up a coronal flare so you can introduce irrigant. So it's now not called cleaning and shaping, it's called shaping for cleaning. So the worries is that with reduced number of instruments, I was irrigating in between files. Now there are no files to irrigate in between. I'm just irrigating once at the beginning, once at the end. So the amount, the repetition, the volume of irrigant I'm using is less. If you're not using sodium hypochlorite, you're probably using saline or something of no effect, then you're not really cleaning your canals. You believe that these instruments are going to clean your canals, and they're not. They're going to shape your canals. Canals will not be cleaned with hand instrumentation or rotary instrumentation. So when we look at what we were worried about also cyclic fatigue. هل الانسترومنتس دي هتتكسر ولا لا؟ أكتر من مثيل منها من multiple systems. هل can you use them multiple times or not? Are they effective in cleaning and bacterial elimination? Are they effective when it comes to canal shaping? All in all, في جملة واحدة, they seem to be very much comparable to multiple file systems. That's why there's encouraging research to push us in the direction of single file systems. بس نحط تحتها خط. You have to change the method of irrigation. ما ينفعش تكتب على خط وتسيب خط. If you want it to work with changes in the strategies of preparation, you're going to need changes in the strategies of irrigation. لا محال. So they come together. If you choose one or the other, you won't. You won't succeed. You won't get better success rates in your endodontic practice. Wave 1 Gold, just released in the IDS, شهر 5. They adjusted شوية في the shape of the cross-section of the instrument, slightly of the tapers. They improved the alloy. They called it the gold alloy, but for everybody's information, it's not gold. It's nickel titanium with the gold color, so that they could attract people to buy it. You know, they have find that it's going to be better. So Wave 1 is working to produce. Reciproc has not produced the second generation Reciproc instruments. Okay, One Shape, also another instrument. After we had started thinking about buying reciprocating instruments, another company called Micromega started launching a single file continuous rotation instrument. Now, المشكلة بتاعت the continuous rotation in that the instrument may reach the torsional limit بتاعها if you apply pressure. Although it's still selling well, it's still doing well, we don't know if this is going to be the next evolution or not. ولكن we're here to see بالمنطق the reciprocating instruments will be more resistant to fracture, but the research is still forthcoming. So what's the next evolution? When do monkeys become humans according to Darwin? إمتى? What's the next evolution? Possible evolutions, because we never know that it's evolution until after effect. And I can come and talk to you about rotary instrumentation now after 20 years. When it was happening, we didn't know if it was going to هتكمل ولا هتقف ولا هتبوظ. We didn't know. We had to wait for the test of time. Will it be the survival of the fittest, or will it disappear هتندثر في التاريخ just like the dinosaurs? We'll never know unless we pass some time and are able to evaluate whether or not it was surviving the adaptations and the changes in the endodontic environment. So what possible evolutions? You have this XP Endo, which is an interesting instrument. It's a nickel titanium cleaning file. We started seeing in the last 3 or 4 years instruments that are designed for cleaning more than shaping. This instrument is a cleaning file. It's a size 25, zero taper instrument. The instrument in room temperature is straight. When you put it inside the oral cavity into the canals, it becomes heated, and the instrument does like the shape memory. It becomes curved. So the instrument is curved inside the canal. When you rotate it, it begins smacking and stripping the walls of the canal to better clean it. Now I'll show you a video of this. This is a cleared out canal. This is the instrument rotating in the canal. It has to be used after preparation. And you see it going into irregularities. The dye that's in there, the brown dye, is being cleared and cleaned because the instrument just rotates like crazy. Just rotating inside the canal to properly clean the canal and evacuate it. If you see it going in here, it will even clean isthmuses in between the canals. See, that was what it was before, and this is after. So the idea of using files for cleaning, this is a new concept. We were thinking files, mechanical, shaping, not cleaning. But now you get these ideas and people عمالة تبتكر في أفكار to better clean our canals using instrumentation. The SAP system اللي الدكتور مدحت اتكلم عليه, I'm not going to talk much about it, بس الدكتور مدحت touched. This is an interesting file. It is a file made out of a matrix of nickel titanium. It's not a solid file. It's compressible. عامل زي السفنجة. So the instrument can compress when it goes into the canal and can expand. So if your canal is irregular, which is the case of most canals, it will expand in the large portions and shrink in the smaller portions. So what you have here is, in actuality, an anatomical self-adapting file, which adapts to the internal anatomy of the canal better. Maybe we'll be seeing more of this in the future. Maybe this will be the next evolution. It's hollow, made out of elastic compressible nickel titanium. This is an example of an X-ray where it's compressed in the apical area and it's wide in the coronal. True shape from dense slide from Tulsa, dense slide division in the US. This is an irregularly shaped file. The file comes bent. Now we're always trying not to bend our files. These files come S-shaped. Why? Because we have become to the understanding that the canal anatomy is irregular. Canals are not tubes or tapers. They are completely irregular. I need an irregular instrument to prepare an irregular shape. If I use geometric instruments, I won't get that much of an effect. So the true shape appears S-shaped. When you insert it into the canal, it rotates in an irregular manner, supposedly according to the manufacturer, touching more of the canal walls than your regular files. So maybe we will start seeing in the next evolution instruments which are irregular. You won't be buying straight files anymore. You may be buying irregular files. The Max Padden has developed an interesting instrument. It's called the one endophile. The one endophile has two different tapers. It has a 2% taper on one side of the file, and a 4% taper on one side of the file, and a 6% taper on the other. So the instrument has got more than one longitudinal taper. This is the first time I've seen this. Now, if you look at the cross section, I'm as a button. See, it's got a 6 taper here and a 4 taper here. So the 6 is doing the cutting, and this 4 one is not touching the canal walls. So giving you a more flexible file, yet cutting efficient. Interesting, not seen before. Are the rest of the instrument systems going to fall in sync? Will this be a next evolution? Maybe, maybe not. You have the gentle file. Now this is an interesting, it's Russian. We can barely find any information on the internet, and we don't know anything about it, but basically it's a file made out of a spring of nickel titanium. So it actually looks like a spring. Here, it's spring-like and very, very flexible. So maybe this will be the next evolution. And just in a few months ago, a team of scientists, they started playing with nickel titanium alloys, and they placed copper into the structure, into the crystalline structure. And they started testing its fatigue resistance. Now, before this research, the maximum number of tests